Okay, so because you guys are kids, this is my most favorite. My child doesn't take care of the animal anymore. And my question to that parent is, why did you get an animal thinking that your child was going to take care of it? Because kids, they have a different mentality when it comes to taking care of an animal. And if you say to a child, they'll say, I did. Well, what did you do? I loved it, I kissed it, I pet it, and I cuddled with it. And then the parents over here going, didn't feed, didn't clean, didn't pick up the poop, didn't give it water. Well, doesn't walk it. And the thing is that both of those things are needed to be done to take care of the animal. Now, kids are always really, really good at the hugging and the cuddling, and the adults aren't, because the adults are busy. They're busy. I gotta feed, I gotta water, I gotta walk. Well, to cuddle and to pet and to give it that affection, they actually have to sit, and they have to do nothing but hug and pet and kiss that animal. Adults, they don't have time for that. Now the kids are like, oh, I love it, and I'm petting it, I'm cuddling it. Well, you gotta feed it. But I'm petting it, and I'm cuddling it, and I'm loving it, but they need food. But I'm petting, they don't want to do that because they're too busy doing the snuggling. But both things need to be done in order to take care of that animal. The other thing that we get a lot is the allergen. You didn't know that before you got the animal? Sometimes it's moving. Some sadder cases is that the owner passed away, or that the owner is going into, like, if it's an older person, assisted living or nursing home and they can't have animals. Sometimes it's a family that's split up. Parents are getting divorced and now they're going from a house to an apartment and they're not allowed to have the animals. We always try to do our best to see if there's a way to keep the animal in the place, in the home. Sometimes it's just something silly like a litter box issue with the cat. It keeps peeing outside the litter box. Well, how often do you clean the litter box? Well, once a week. Yeah, the cat doesn't want to go to the bathroom in a dirty litter box. They want it clean. So sometimes it's something as simple as clean the litter box twice a week or scoop every day. And then they do that and they don't have a litter box issue anymore, and now they keep the animal. So before we take an animal in, we'll always sit and talk to the person and find out, well, why are you surrendering? If we can't get the animal to stay there, then we do what we call an intake paperwork, and we ask all sorts of questions about the animal, so that when somebody else comes in to adopt, we can pull out and say, oh, this animal likes snuggles, it likes to be picked up, it likes treats, it likes cardboard, it likes balls, it likes walks, because all of those help us get the animal adopted quicker. All right, can you grab?
I'm just curious, if cats, do they just, for a litter box, do you have to train them to go to the litter box, or do they just naturally go there?
The mothers teach them, right?
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny, because I just fostered some 5-week-old kittens, and you'll see that when an animal comes home, the first thing they tell you is show them where the litter box is. And it's a matter of taking the animal and just putting it into the litter box. And we have kittens that will be born, and especially if the cat is the younger cat, it doesn't have really maternal instincts. So they'll have the babies, and then after the babies are born, normally the mother is supposed to clean them all up and then start feeding them. And then as they get older, they teach them that. Some kittens, if they're too small, they have the babies and they're like, yeah, all right, I'm good, and they come over here. And we're like, you gotta clean, you gotta feed, you gotta nurse. And that's when we have to step in and start cleaning and bottle feeding. But it's really just a matter of showing them where it is. If you end up having issues and they start going other places, it could be that now they're being lazy. They don't want to go back to that place, especially if they're small. So you might have a couple litter boxes. They tell you for every one cat you should have 2 litter boxes, just because, like I said, they can get lazy and they don't want to go back. But for the most part, they know. And I don't know where dogs, you really have to train them, to go out and scratch the door and all that. Cats, for some reason, are a little bit, already kind of know that.
That's because in the wild, when they were not domesticated, they need to go to the bathroom. They used to dig holes because cats like to be clean because they're hunters and they don't want to smell their odor.
Yes. Yes.
So they actually dig, and they
Yes.
know the cat litter is like sand in the dirt, so they know to dig it. And
But you know what's funny about that? Some of the kittens, they don't. They just jump in the litter box and they go and they walk away. And you're like, really? And then as I go over and I'm like, hello. So I go over and I do some cleaning. I do some covering because it does smell. But sometimes when the cat is there and you just do that, then they learn. The other way cats learn, so when I had these little kittens, I have an older cat that's 3. And these little cats started following around my older cat, and my older cat was actually teaching them things. So things that they didn't do before, after watching my older cat, because their mother wasn't around. They're like, oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm going to do that. So they really do a lot of running for each other. And the funny thing is, like, we'll have one kitten will go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden it's a line. Oh, that one went. Oh, okay, must be time to go. Oh, we're eating. Okay, must be time to do that.
I have a question. Can you like show us like each of the animals and
Yes.
like point out the behaviors and kind of like show us?
So because we have so many animals, a lot of times we have cage cards, and on those cards we tell you things. So when the people bring in, like my cat, had to be an only cat. It came with the name Beast. It's mean, it scratches, it bites, and of course, he was about 7 months old. And I went to the kitten room, and he's laying there, and all of the kids like, meow, meow, hi, I'm cute, look at me. This one is laying there with the face that way and his back to the public. So, you know, I kind of pet him, and he looks at me and, he's like, "Ugh," and turns back, and I get his back. Yeah, that's the cat that I have to have. Has a terrible write-up, it's vicious, it's all this. I bring the cat home, I'm looking at the cat, the cat's looking at me, and I'm like, you're gonna scratch my face off? I don't even know what to do with you right now. This cat was the biggest love. So sweet, so friendly, and just sometimes they don't get the right write-up, so either their intake paperwork could be incorrect, or it's that person's perception of what that animal's like. When they're here and they're working with the volunteers, we'll see different behaviors, so we may change the cage cards and update them. Sometimes things that they do here, like my dad's dog was like cowering in the corner, wouldn't come for treats, wouldn't come up for pets, would just sit there and shake. I thought the animal had been abused. We finally got her to come out a little bit, sat with my father. My father's like, I like you, I want to take you home, but you have no personality. And then the dog laid across my father's feet. We brought the dog, the day he adopted the dog, we went from the front door to the car. And by the time we got there, that dog was jumping around, wagging its tail. The animal that I saw in the shelter, I've never seen in over a year and a half since my father's had the dog. So sometimes the cage cards aren't accurate because when they get home and they get to their own space and they get their own human and their own stuff and they feel comfortable, a totally different personality emerges. And that's why I keep on saying they're like people. You know, there will be days that they're grumpy. They're like, what's wrong with you? And they're like, yeah. And then there's other days where they're up your butt and they're like, hi, 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 hi. And you're like, oh my God. So, you know, for people, if they can just think of animals as themselves, you know, I just think that they'll have a greater respect for the animal and they'll get along better, and there'll just be a much better relationship and bonding between the person and you know, the animal. Do you guys have more? You seem to have do you have them written down?
A few of them.
Do you have more?